Greetings, dear viewers. We're going to be getting into another ranked 1v1 match here, or another ranked match here. And I'm not sure if the patch that was supposed to come out that I mentioned has actually fixed anything, because I haven't tried the game too much since then. I did play a versus AI game, I think, and I think the stuttering was still there during that game, but it was less. So hopefully the stuttering is gone at this point, and we can just play. I'm jumping right into a ladder game. I might not. Probably shouldn't have done that. But we do have a Zerg opponent here on a fairly small map, so let's see what we can do. This will be a good map to test things out on. Let's take a look at it. I think I'll probably watch the replay of this one, whether I win, lose, or draw here. We'll see what happens. It depends on how long the match goes.
We require more minerals.
Too late, Jeff.
We require more.
Let's get a drone coming up there. Okay. And of course, we're going to want an overlord next.
Require more minerals.
Get that moving toward his expansion to check that out.
More overlords.
Yes, more overlords. We don't got to worry about that too much right now, and now we simply wait. Well, no we don't. Let's get another couple drones here. We're going up to 17 and then pool. Oops, let me go ahead and turn my Discord to streamer mode, so I don't gotta worry about that happening again. Okay, we're gonna do this. And now it's time for a spawning pool. Alright, now we wait patiently for all the stuff that we need to happen, and while we do wait, we can check on our overlords. Fun, he says. Okay. Sometimes people do and say weird things in Starcraft, just at random. In any game, actually. It's not Starcraft. It's not Starcraft exclusive. Online in general, people just say and do odd things sometimes. Okay, so I think we're going to be able to pick up an expansion this time around, so let's go ahead and get that. Okay, and then comes metabolic boost. I think I want the Zerglings first. Get them moving off toward his mineral line, and then we'll pick up the Queen with the available minerals. Okay, Queen coming up. She's 150. Yeah, she's 150. Okay, and then it's drone time, and then overlord time. Pick up another overlord. Get him moving toward the opponent's third. Okay, there's a drone. What's a drone doing moving out there? Okay, we'll let the drone pass right by. I'm perfectly fine with that. Oh, there is still some hitching there. Okay, we got that. Now we're going to get up another couple Zerglings. Want even more than that, though. Okay, he's expanding. But we're going to go ahead and take out this spine crawler here. And then we're going to start taking out his drones. Get these guys to move out a little bit, deal some more damage, get better surface area on his drones. Hopefully we can get more than just one or two. Okay, well, not bad. Not good. But we are going to get as many Zerglings as we can with speed rushing in there, so that we can deal some more economic damage, and we're going to get a Roach Warren, because he may very well build up the proper defenses for that. Get a Queen here. Let's get another Overlord. Get that ready. Okay, we can pull this Overlord back. This Overlord's just watching. He's going to spawn a Queen from that location, so we're going to get him moving out. And now we're going to get some more Zerglings. Once these Zerglings pop out, we're going to send another attack wave. Oh crap, I didn't wait for those Zerglings to get there. Oh, that's a wasted set of lings, but that's not a huge issue here. Okay, and I think it's time to move up to a lair at this point. And then some more Zerglings. Okay. I think we're just going to make a nice, strong attack with roaches and lings as we get the opportunity here. So let's go ahead and select both of our queens, add them to the necessary control group. Look at all this stuff. And I should be building up econ, but I'm going for an early attack here. Get an overlord. And build up some roaches, which require more minerals. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some of our drones off of gas there, so we have even more minerals coming in. That way we can keep doing roaches. There we go. what we want, and we're going to want this lair to come out. And once the lair is ready, we're going to get Glial reconstruction here, like so, to help my roaches move that much faster. Start pumping out more and more roaches at a time, just nice and slow, like. Just trying to get up an army so I can deal some real big economic damage to him, and then I can start droning up behind that. And I hope that works out just well. He hasn't expanded this way yet. Check over here. Get another overlord. Get another roach. Get some more coming. Glial reconstruction about halfway done. We're just gonna let that finish.
Not enough energy.
That's fine. Not enough energy. He's coming in for a Ling attack over here. Not gonna let that stop us though from making our attack, because that's the idea. We don't want him building up even more. He was coming in for a pretty decent, pretty sizable attack here. Just gonna go attack his base now. Look at this one Ling just keeping a scout off on him. Okay, he's got all this coming. We're gonna have our Lings follow our roaches in. We can get another big group of Lings coming in as a reinforcement. And behind this, we're gonna drone up once we get some overlords. Let's get them going. These Lings are coming from my base, so we're gonna hold these forces back right here as their own separate control group.
We require more minerals.
We're gonna hold them off with our Lings. Meanwhile, our force is going to take these guys out. GG. Okay, so we won that one. There was some stuttering going on. Let's go ahead and hit the score screen, and then we'll watch the replay, because even though it is a victory, there are some things that we can learn here. Now, I am generally, and I have been since I started playing StarCraft years ago, even though I took years worth of breaks between then and now. Oh, BattleNet connection lost. Really? Okay, I've heard that that's what's actually causing those stutters, is a very short and brief BattleNet connection loss, and I'm not the only one experiencing that from what I've read. One of the comments said as much on one of my recent videos. But anyway, let's go ahead and watch the replay here. I've generally just been pretty good against Zerg. Maybe it's just because I know the race well enough in the early stages that I can usually close a game out. Now I want to look at his point of view and check out his camera. We're going to hit plus here and let it go at 2x speed. I want to see what he's doing, what he's building up. Let's see what's going on here. I just want to see everything from my opponent's point of view, because we saw it from mine already and I know what's going on. So we're just going to go ahead and take a look at this here. I wanted to... I saw what he was doing. I saw that he expanded, and then I got a little bit of economic damage up, which I felt like that put him off kilter a little bit. So rather than make subsequent small little attacks, because I was building up an army already, I was making Zerglings and sending in small waves. Rather than making several small subsequent attacks, I wanted to build up one big attack and go attack him. I know that whenever I play against the AI, sometimes the AI does that to me, and I lose to that. So that's what I wanted to try and emulate in this game as a Zerg player, knowing that's very effective against Zerg players. So that's what I wanted to do. And whenever he came and attacked me with his Zerglings, I didn't want to let that stop me from making my attack, so I pushed out, and then I built up a second force at home to be able to defend in case he decided to go for a base trade. So we're seeing what he's got going on here. He's floating 400 minerals, he's getting his gas. He just canceled one of his... Oh, because he saw what I was doing. He saw my Lings coming in with his Overlord. So I'm going to go ahead and take out his defenses here, and I deal some damage to the drones. Alright, let me go ahead and go here. We're going to slow this down. And I want to take a look at what's actually happening here, because we're on normal here. Now, what is actually going on? We've got my Lings, we've got his drones. I think I can do this to kind of get a look at what's going on. Yeah, I've got some good surface area here. I'm trying to learn how to micro my Lings a little bit better against their workers, because if they just group up their workers, then my Lings, sometimes they take a lot of damage, sometimes they deal a lot of damage, and it seems like a coin toss sometimes. So I was trying to figure out how to micro them a little bit better here, and I practiced it. I think the idea is to get good surface area and not let your Lings get surrounded. Now, how many of his workers did I take out? How do I see that? Units? No. How about units lost? There we go. Units lost. So we've lost 2 and 2 so far. So let me go ahead and hit play again. Okay, Okay, so I lost all my lings, and he only lost 2 of his drones, and that's how damaged his drones were. All right, so I've got to be careful about that. I think obviously the queen definitely helped out in his defense, and that helped take out my lings. But man, I would have liked to be able to take out 1, 2, 3. 3 are severely damaged. To be able to get 5 drones in an attack like that would put me very well ahead in the early game. So I got close. If I could manage to do that against Zerg early on, I could almost clinch every Zerg versus Zerg game, I think. If I can just get in with my first group of lings and get at least 5 drones, yeah, that would be phenomenal. And I got close this time, so I got to work on that. Okay, cool. I'm glad we watched this replay. Let's go ahead and speed things back up and go back to his camera view. You see my lings come in. Those are the lings I did not mean to send in, so they got taken out. So he's got some lings of his own at this point. What's he doing? He's looking around his base. We're just going to bring it back to normal speed because I want to see what he's doing now. And he's actually producing a spine crawler now. He's doing a pretty good job about spending his minerals and gas. Let's see what the income looks like, though. He's actually got higher income than I do right now because he's got more harvesters. He's got 2 more drones over me, so he's pulling in that much more in the way of minerals. Our gas, I've got a little bit more gas coming in than he does right now, as we can see, being the blue Zerg player. I'm not sure where I'm getting that extra gas from, though. I think I've only got 1 extractor. He's got 2. Okay, it just pumped up. So he's doing a lot better economically than I am. So he's going for econ build. He's trying to get his expansion running, and I think I'm just doing a better job. Well, actually, I stopped econ and started producing army. I started producing army just straight out here. Let's go ahead and pause this right now and take a look at my base. Let's go over here, for example. Yeah, we can see I've stopped econ. He's continuing to build up his econ, as I thought he might, because I left him alone. I just sent in a couple of waves of Zerglings. He didn't think that was a threat. And then he continues to build up econ while I build up an army. He probably thinks I'm teching back here. Like I'm also building up more drones and trying to saturate my bases. That's probably what he's hoping I'm doing, but he never scouted me. He didn't actually come take a look to see for himself what I was doing, which led to his loss. As a Zerg player, if you can see what the opponent is doing, you can react. Zerg are very, very adaptable because of the fundamental nature of hatcheries and the way they produce larvae and the way larvae can become any unit. All of Zerg's production is necessarily centralized and extremely adaptable, which is how come I was able to continue to produce army while not building up any kind of econ. Because look, we've got an overlord right here to keep an eye on him. We've got an overlord over here to keep an eye on him. We've got one over here by this expansion to see if he's expanding even further. And if I needed to check on this one, I could send this overlord over, which I ended up doing later. And of course, my early attacks showed me what he was actually going for here. He's building up spine crawlers, which told me 2 things. One, he could be going for defense, hoping to fend off my next attack, which means I could overwhelm him because he didn't get enough army or enough econ, or it meant he was going for possibly some more saturating of his bases. And I didn't 100% know for sure that's what he was doing, but I felt very confident in building up this large army to go make a timing attack once again, because the AI sometimes does that to me. The elite AI sometimes does that to me, and I sometimes lose to it. And so that's what I was trying to emulate there. Anyway, let's go ahead and hit play again. And we're going to leave it on faster speed. We're going to switch back to his view, turn the camera view back on, and see what he's actually seeing here. So yeah, he's building up his econ. We can look at the production tab up there in the top left. He's actually getting a spire right now. He's getting a spire at 4.5 minutes in. I did not know he was doing that. So that's another reason he lost right there, because he's teching, and he's teching hard. Even though he doesn't have this base right here saturated, that's definitely what you want to have those before you get your spire, or I guess as the spire builds up, he's doing it. It kind of looks to me like he might be following a specific build order and is trying to learn it. That's kind of what it feels like to me. It feels like he's trying to learn a build order, and that's what he's going for. So he's got several lings coming up right now. You can see them on the minimap. You can see his camera focusing on my ramp right here. He's got his lings coming up, and then he rushes up, and then he finally sees what I'm up to. He says that I've got a decent army. He pulls back. He's like, wow, I can't go harass that. I can't go attack that. I pull my Zerglings back, trying to figure out what he can possibly do now, while I'm continuing to build up my roach speed and build up roaches, which was my plan from the beginning, so I can go for that timing attack. I didn't know what the timing was. I just knew that I wanted to make it at a certain point before he was able to get too far ahead. So here comes my attack. He's got his Zerglings and, his Zerglings coming up against my roaches, and he moves his forces out. I feel like a lot of Zerg players in my position right here would have pulled their army back to their base, but what I did was I moved out instead. I saw with that one ling that was chasing his army where he was going, he was pulling all the way back, and I took that as an opportunity to come and make my attack, because I want to face these Zerglings so he can't come to my base. Connection loss right there didn't actually happen in the game. That's just happening right now as we're watching this replay. Okay, or maybe it did. I don't know how that works. In any case, we make our attack. We see that he's kind of panicking here. He wants to move his Zerglings up and away. And that's exactly what he does. He's moving. He sees that I'm attacking his base, and I'm going to go ahead and take it down. So he wants to go for a base trade. He thinks the entirety of my army is here. But behind this, I've built up another set of army, and I've got a defensive force waiting at my base, which is going to take out his Zerglings right here. But what's very interesting to me is he's just now getting his Mutalisks. If I had waited too much longer, he would have had Mutas to deal with my Roaches and my Zerglings, and I wouldn't have been able to do very much against them because neither Roaches nor Zerglings hit air. So I don't know, maybe he was going to go for some harassment with those Mutalisks he was building up, but I feel like I was able to close out the game in an early enough fashion that I didn't have to worry too much about that. So that's fantastic that we got to see that Spire was building, and in general what has happened all up in this game. Well, what has happened during this game. Very cool stuff that I was able to see, especially his Spire time. Well, his Spire timing is one of them. But there was something else that we saw earlier that I was really glad to watch this for. But anyway, I'll probably see it during editing or whenever I rewatch the video. At some point. In any case, let's go ahead and go back now to the main menu. Do we still get the score screen for this one? No, we don't. It just comes here. Okay. In any case, that will do it for this particular video. I hope you folks enjoyed this. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you folks next time.